All right, it's that time of year again. Got to do some engine maintenance. Going to do an oil change. I got the new Reverso Oil Change System installed on the boat. I was doing that while you guys were away. The only thing I'm not sure about on is which engine is connected to which port. So I'm going to test that out and see what we can come up with. All right, so if you guys have been watching for any time, you know this is Caterpillar 3208. 450 horsepower, turbo aftercooled. We're gonna do some maintenance on it, just standard maintenance. Right now I'm gonna do an oil change because I just put the oil change pump in. I've been working on the cleanliness of the engine room. You can kind of see down there it's definitely a little bit better. It's not quite as white, but we got rid of all of the oil residue, so very happy with that. And then we're also doing some work on the water system. Just figured I'd take advantage of the weather window that I have when pretty sure it's snowing up north, but it's still shorts weather down here, but it's a little bit cooler, so it's a little bit more manageable in the engine room. All right, so I'm going to take a guess right here. So this engine, I'm going to do the port side. So I'm going to open this one up. We'll see if that drains the correct engine. I do have a shutoff valve at each engine, so the only one that's open right now is the port side. So, and then you can kind of see, so I've got this fill and drain switch here, and then I put an oversized connector on here. This was 3/8, probably a little bit more than it's actually needed, but I got it going down basically garden hose size into a water jug. So let's go ahead and drain it. Let's see what we get and see if we get some oil coming out of there. Looks like, yep, there we go. So that is the port side engine that you can see is draining very nicely. Looks like I got pretty good flow. It's actually running pretty quick. Remember at this run a little bit. I should have, I think it's right around 3 gallons in this engine. So I'm going to go ahead and run all 3 gallons out, and then we're going to fill it back up. Yep, looks like I'm already starting to see a leak. So I'm going to have to address that. It actually looks like the leak that I'm getting is coming from up top, the oversized connection. It's actually a pretty good leak, so I'll definitely need to wrench that down a little bit. All right, so I'll say the new pump works really well. I really like these fittings from Temco. The fittings work really well. I'm pretty sure they're actually hydraulic fittings, but they have a really nice seal. If you're looking at getting these, so you can kind of see the seal right there, and they just push together. Creates a really nice tight seal with no issues. So really definitely like the pump. It's very efficient, very quick, does exactly what I need. So I went ahead and pulled out all the oil. Took maybe about 30 seconds to pull everything out. Gonna go ahead and do the what do you call it, the oil filters. I actually lost my wrench, so I need to go grab go up to Harbor Freight and grab a wrench for that, and then I'll go ahead and throw some oil in it, and we should be good. All right, so while I was doing the oil change on the mains, I also have a Westerbeke generator here that I'm going to also do the oil change. So one thing, nice thing about the pump is I was able to just switch valves and pull a gallon of oil out of the Westerbeke also. I went ahead and changed the oil filter since it's right here. Me personally, I do not pre-fill oil filters. You guys let me know if you think it's a good idea or if you should never do it. I honestly just don't know, but I figure it's safer for the engine to work the way it's designed. I'm going to go ahead and just put probably a gallon back in, and then we will run it, make sure we have good compression, and should be good to go. I have a very short dipstick on this engine, but it has a pretty long range, so I'm going to try to get it towards the top end, because I do actually use the generator quite often, and it gets some good work out of it. So we're not even touching the dipstick yet, so we're going to keep filling. I think I just added a quart. I'm not exactly sure how much goes in this engine. I could look it up, but let's be honest, that's never going to happen. So does anybody have any anybody have an experience with this Kirkland's brand heavy-duty diesel 1540 engine oil? So I used to use, I want to say they Kirkland's or Costco used to carry, I want to say it was the Shell Rotella. But for some reason last time I went, they didn't have that, and it didn't look like they were getting anything in, so I went ahead and picked this up. It's supposed to meet all the certifications and classifications for everything. It's got Caterpillar listed on here, but I'm curious if anyone has ever done or used Caterpillar or Kirkland oil in their system, or more importantly, if they've ever pulled oil samples after using it, kind of see what kind of a shelf life it gets. I'm very curious. Drop a comment below if you happen to be doing that. Now, if you guys do get anything out of this video, do me a favor, give me a like or thumbs up. It really does help me out and gives me an idea that I'm pushing out what you guys are looking for. All right, that's going to be right at probably 3 quarts. So let's go ahead and check it again. Make sure our dipstick's all the way down. I think we're just touching the bottom. Let me check one more time. Yep, so you can see we're just touching the bottom of it. The Westerbeke on here, it has a tab there and a tab there, so I want it to be a little bit more on the full side, so we're going to keep adding a little bit more. I know it's still draining down, but we're going to probably add another quart would be my guess. So if I remember right, that would be 3 quarts then for this engine, and not 4, so not quite a full gallon. Being very careful not to overspill. This engine, to be honest, in my opinion, looks like crap. I was talking to a mechanic yesterday that was working on another boat, and I have him come over and help me out. I don't know what happened, but it looks like, and I'll show you this in a little bit, but it looks like on the radiator, I'm going to call it the radiator cap and the radiator reservoir, it looks like I have some snow growing, which I'm guessing is some type of saltwater corrosion. And the mechanic I was talking to yesterday actually told me, he said what he thinks happened is somebody probably, before I owned it, put fresh water in the system and let it run with fresh water, and they probably never got all of the fresh water out, and they probably just backfilled it with regular coolant. And what happens there is it'll crystallize. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what that looks like. Let me see if I can get you a better shot of that without messing you up too much. So you can probably see right there is definitely some crystallization. It looks like it's snowing right there on that hose clamp. You know, as you can see, the whole top end of this needs kind of a refinish or paint job. It's looking kind of rough, but it does the job. The internals work really well, but cosmetically, I definitely need to use some work on it. So I'll put you guys back, and then we're gonna keep filling this engine. Let's see. Yep, I'd say that is sufficient. So let me just double check, make sure we didn't get a false reading. Yep, we are now at the top line, which is right where I want to be. So we are good there. Put that in. Let the funnel drip for just a little bit. Get all the oil out of the funnel, and then we will clean everything up and be on our way. All right, guys, do me a favor, like, comment, and stay tuned for future videos. I'm actually going to pull the aftercooler off of the starboard engine. So finally got the manuals. They're going to pull all of this information, or all of this off, do a cleaning, dump it into a tank, make sure everything's right, do a pressure test, redo seals. So that's going to be our next one. If you want to see that video, click on the link on your screen, and I will see you there.